It's my pleasure to introduce our MC for the evening, a legendary, I think world-famous broadcaster who has been all over our radios like a rash for a very long time and has now seeped onto television. He's a great guy. He's a local lad made good. And I know you're going to give a big round of applause to another mad Dylanologist like myself, Mr. Andy Kershaw.
Well, good evening. And how about a big round of applause? He was being very modest there. CP Lee and one or two others from the Manchester and District Music Archive have worked so hard to put this gig together. Give them a big round of applause.
So, without further ado, we're going to open the proceedings, not with a Bob Dylan number, but with an old friend of the District Music Archive, Tony Longfella Walsh, the poet. I'm going to say his name again in a moment, and you're going to applaud. Tony is a great poet. There are many great poets in Manchester. We've also got Thick Richard on tonight, who's a great Mancunian poet. But this guy is streaks ahead by very dint of his height. He was commissioned to write a piece for the District Music Archive exhibition at the Lowry, and he produced a piece which I think is so magnificent that we've invited him along here this evening to do it for us before the show begins, because it's a fantastic evocation of Manchester and music and everything about the spirituality of this city. So please put your hands together and listen to this beautiful, fantastic poem, Tony Longfella. Do it for us, baby.
Good evening, Manchester. Are we well? Okay, as Chris said, thanks for that introduction, Chris. This was commissioned to mark an exhibition called Defining Me, held at the Lowry a couple of years ago. And Chris called this poem an evocation. It's a celebration of everybody who's made music, supported music in this fantastic city of ours over not just the last 50 years, the last 150 years. So let's try and evoke them into the room this evening. Let's remember everyone we've sang along with and danced with. The poem's called And the Dreamers, as in Freddie and the Dreamers. Here we go. With 45s and 78s, with 33s and 808s, with UB40s, 501s, with swinging 60s, number ones, with Freddie and the Dreamers here. We're made with this stuff, as we'll hear. With tea dances and coffee bars, with pull-down slums and push-up bras, with sing-arounds in snugs and vaults, with Boddingtons and Joey Holt's, with backing tracks and back-to-backs, with Parkers and with anoraks, with fishnets and with fishing hats, with fiddles and with Fender Strats, with Chelsea boots and bobby socks, with Gretchen, Gibson, Korg and Vox, with Cherry Reds and Cherry Aid, with Rickenbacker Renegades. With banjos and with mandolins, with oboes and with violins, with trumpets and with slide trombones, with megaphones and microphones, with bowrons and with baritones, with samplers and with saxophones, with gizmos and with glockenspiels, with jigs and reel-to-reels, with pickups and with piccolos, with jitterbugs and gigolos, with lutes and zoots and xylophones, with ukes and flutes and vibraphones, with moogs, not moogs, and Casios, with trios and with tremolos, with djembes and with drum machines, with lippy kids and limousines, with Hammonds and harmoniums, with random pandemoniums, with a Roland TB 303, with weed and speed and ecstasy. With Detroit played in Withington, with Wigan digging Washington, Chicago, Trenchtown, Dusseldorf, all brewing, stewing, hit the north. We're digging through the record crates with acid house on acetates, with beats and bleeps and BPMs, with hidden talents, hidden gems, with penny boys and jerry curls, with very merry berry girls, with Xerox, with peroxide hair, with a boombox and a lino square, with breakdancing and broken glass, with klezmer, clever clogs and class, with afros, cornrows, dreads and weaves, with gateway drugs and gatefold sleeves, with orchestras and string quartets, with Rizzlers, Roaches, cigarettes, with Brill Cream hairspray, dyes and gels, with decimating decibels. With jiving and with gyro checks, with disco biscuit discotheques, with keyboards and with ketamine, with amplified amphetamine, with tablas and with tambourines, with magic mushroom magazines, with paisley and with polka dots, with miniskirts and microdots, with Lebanese in Afghan coats, with taking pictures, taking notes, with patches and patchouli oil, with silver discs and silver foil, with tie-dye, joss sticks, lava lamps, with marching bands and Marshall amps, with psychedelia, punk and funk, with skanking skiffle, scar and skunk, with locks and docks and dungarees, with minor chords and major E's, with simply reds and delta blues, with purple hearts and blue suede shoes. with musicals and music halls, with gladiolais, glitter balls, with steel drums and stolen riffs, with smiths and tiffs and spliffs and quiffs, with killer queens in killer heels, with pedal pushers, pedal steels, with pride at flesh, with rainbow flags, with smoking guns and smoking fags, with lipstick and with lesbians, with theremins and thespians, with auto-tune and autographs, with Photoshop and photographs, with gin and tonic Halle nights, with philharmonic ballet tights, with squeeze boxes and squatters' rights, with happy days and boogie nights, with velvet suits and dicky bows, with sewn-on badges. So it goes. With switches, knobs and dials and slides, with rock and roller coaster rides, with twisting at a twisted wheel, with listening to the great John Peel, with wah-wah, fuzz and overdrive, with Jewish jazz and jukebox jive, with suede and spandex, straps and studs, with head shops, hats, hijabs and hoods, with Kayleys and with chaos pads, with pissing rain on passing fads, with duffel coats and sonic roots, with desert boots and tonic suits, with brothel creepers, monkey boots, with beetle crushers, beetle suits, with mosh pits and with modernists, with posh gits and with communists, with moonwalking in sunny Hume, with leather pants in Levenjume, with hot pants, loom pants, collars, ties, with French kissing and Holland's pies. Yay! They only cheer for Holland's pies. With digital and analogue, with caftans from the catalogue, with forming bands in former mills, with Vespers and with espadrilles, with bootleg tapes and straight leg jeans, with sound systems and late shebeens, with air guitars, with tennis rackets, sawn off, drawn on denim jackets, with lovers rock and strictly roots, with kilowatts and kicker boots, with sharps and flats and semitones, with student grants and student loans, with Wurlitzers and wannabes, with never ever gonna bees, with ghetto funk and loop guitars, with netto fucking superstars, with broken hearts and broken strings, with bongo drums and bingo wings, with synthesizer symphonies, with eyes the size of Timperley, with ravers, rasters, moshers, emos, saviours, bastards, goths and screamos, rappers, flappers, skins and teds, with headbangers and metalheads, with stay pressed and with staying power, with talcum powder, flower power, with backdrops, backflips, spins and splits, with grabber granny, ballroom blitz, with urbanists and shirt labels, with turbanists and turntables, with Yamalkas and Yamahas, with spitting fire and spitting bars, with scooters and with motorbikes, with hope and glory open mics, with R&B and rock and roll, with Eastern, Western, Northern soul, with chip shop hip-hop opera songs, with filthy mouths and silver tongues, with motor mouths and renter gobs, with fringes, flat tops, beehives, bobs, with hit men and with hit makers, with poets and with piss takers, with knobheads and with know-it-alls, with proper fucking head the balls, with lunatics and mavericks, with fantasists and fucking dicks, with raving crazy total loons, with fuck all. But he wrote the tunes. With bands on walls and bands on stage, with wit and graft and thrift and rage, with blood and fire and sweat and sex, with freedom found in bondage kecks, with terraced anthems, tingled spines, with breaking rules and blowing minds, with glorious, victorious choirs, with fire starters, starting fires, with thrills and pills and bellyache, with scissors and with sellotape, with Tipex and with typewriters, with tribes of scribes as prize fighters, with a Pritt stick and a letter set, with a spirit of the suffragettes, with a kid from fucking Withenshaw, with one thing that he's living for, with cut me and I bleed it, man, with fuck me, I just need it, man, with lads from Ashton Underline, with passion fucking underlined, with Oldham kids, they scared and out, with Bolton kids prepared for out, forgotten girls from Openshaw, with what the world is hoping for, with a virtuoso Vimto kid who always could, never did, with legal highs, illegal fun, with needles and the damage done, with thefts and deaths and debts and costs, with those who found that they had lost, with glasses raised, proposing toast, come on, glasses raised, proposing toast to whispers, memories, echoes, ghosts, with living proof to those who've died, with fading posters, save with pride, with flashbacks to that moment, men, with smiles we laughed and joked, and then with arms aloft we sang entranced, with friends we lost. But how we danced. We'll treasure them. They'll not be gone. With care, we'll share them. Everyone will keep the faith. We'll grow the flames. We'll see that kids will know the names. With pride at what the pastor's told. Arms wide for what the future holds. With yes, so much to answer for. With yet, the chance for so much more. With all the new work coming through. We'll always search for something new. With sus and humour, style and grace. With love for this amazing place. We're ready sharing sounds between us. We're Freddie and a town of dreamers. With hearts of soul that beat like drums, with look out here, it fucking comes. With new shit here inspiring us, with music here defining us. Thank you, Manchester. Play it fucking loud. Thank you.